check it out.
Begin this hour with breaking news. A shooting a short time ago in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. It happened outside 345 Park Avenue between 51st and 52nd Streets. Take a look here. You can see someone with a rifle walking outside the building on Park Avenue that contains the NFL headquarters and the consulting company Blackstone. A short time later, we could see people walking outside with their hands up. Let's get right to our Aaron Katersky, who's on the phone with the latest reporting. Aaron, just give us a TikTok of what you know happened so far.
I believe that this man who's armed with a long gun, Lindsay, shot an off-duty NYPD officer who was working a security detail at 345 Park Avenue, we believe, for the Blackstone Group. The building also, as you say, contains the headquarters of the NFL. It's not clear that either of those companies or any...
Dude, the Blackstone Group is one of the it's the biggest private equity firm in the world, headed by Steven Schwartzman, completely corrupt and completely complicit and criminal in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. This is why the middle class was priced out of the housing market. Has to do with the Blackstone Group. Well, this gets pretty interesting. I didn't know it was at the headquarters of the Blackstone Group. I mean, what? I know, that's what I'm thinking. Luigi the Second? Is this Mario?
Happen to be involved in this, but the man is believed to have shot the off-duty officer, at least one civilian as well. Their conditions unknown, and then fled inside the building. There was a floor-by-floor search as police pursued the suspect. People who worked for various companies in the building were told...
You're thinking of BlackRock, not Blackstone. I said it's the Blackstone Group, which I've never heard it called the Blackstone Group. I've just heard it called Blackstone. But, well, BlackRock is the biggest asset manager. I think they do different things. Blackstone is a private equity firm. I mean, I guess they kind of all do the same. See, Blackstone is a leading investor in dynamic sectors such as data centers. Oh, beautiful. Yes, data centers. Awesome. Artificial intelligence and infrastructure. Look, they've pivoted. It's like they've pivoted, guys, because they used to be the go-to housing conglomerate. Would they classify themselves as a private equity firm? Yeah, see, products, private equity. There's Stephen A. Schwartzman, this guy. Fingers crossed. Well, this takes on a very political connotation here with the advent of all these new details.
Told the shelter in place and the upper floors remain locked down tonight, Lindsay. Finally, the shooting suspect, according to police sources, was found dead of what's believed to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound on the 33rd floor of the building.
And so the lockdown is now over, Aaron? Is that...
The lockdown is not over as far as the police are concerned. They are still keeping some of the upper floors of the building locked down, perhaps as they conclude their investigation, but other people have been cleared to leave. So it's just been a terrifying day and into the evening for people who work at...
Well, remember, CEOs don't earn salaries, but he's worth billions of dollars if you're asking about Steven Schwartzman.
45 Park Avenue and the surrounding buildings in Midtown Manhattan, concentrated with any number of office buildings. There's some residential in the area too. But this shooting happened in daylight on a very hot day. It sent people scattering. It sent other people who were inside the building seeking cover where they were before police gave the all clear, saying the suspect was found dead on the 33rd floor.
We understand that the deputy director of the FBI says that the Bureau is now providing assistance to the NYPD.
Wow, what a great shot.
I know it's still early on in
awesome.
the investigation. I'm imagining the shooter's name hasn't been released, or if he had any relationship with any of the offices inside the building.
By now, you can bet that the authorities are working on those very questions, Lindsay, because they're going to want to know who this person was, where the long gun came from. It is there are very strict rules about guns in New York City, and so how that weapon was obtained is going to be a question, and then whether there's any connection to an individual or to a business that's located inside 345 Park Avenue. It does contain, as we've said, some high-profile companies, but whether that was a connection has still not been determined at this early stage, Lindsay.
And I understand that there was a security guard who was involved in some way. Do we have a sense of the number of victims?
Not believe it was an off-duty NYPD officer who was working a security detail for a client inside that building that was shot, condition unknown, taken to the hospital in an unknown condition.
Dude, I bet every CEO of every major transnational corporation is not too keen on going to walk around Midtown Manhattan anytime soon.
We don't get many active shooters. This is unusual, and it's more unusual than that in a building like that with so many corporate entities, with all kinds of private security nearby. So this is a really unusual situation. The officer who was shot, from what I understand, was working paid detail, which is working usually in uniform, allowed by the NYPD, but he's off duty. So at that point, he's working for one of those companies in there, and we have to figure out what that was all about. What did the officer do to confront him when he saw this individual coming with an assault rifle, with, from what I understand, an extended magazine on it as well? And apparently this is what happened, and then another shooting took place. So the situation is contained now, and now we work back to find out exactly why he was doing it, motive.
Look, he looked like a black man. I'm going to go ahead and say he was an Al-Qaeda informant.
They clear the building, and that's important to understand, too. It's a crime scene, so people have to be pulled from there. And you really don't know, Lindsay, who's who in this thing. When you get
Lindsay, can you shut your fucking mouth? Sorry.
So you have to do it really tactfully, as best as you can. All prayers for the officer and the wounded victims right now. I don't have to tell you what an assault rifle can do.
And what's interesting is we were just looking at that image that's on the screen, is that he didn't have a concealed weapon. I mean, it was out in the open, and so you'd have to wonder, as I was
Your
just discussing
powers
with
of observation are unparalleled, Lindsay.
Aaron Katersky, how he was able to get back into the building, or get into the building initially with that gun, and then make it up to the 33rd floor.
That's correct, and we'll determine that through videos and all kinds of things. Exactly, did he brandish the gun as soon as he walked in? It looked like he had it open at the time, and you have to wonder exactly who he pointed at to get to where he got in the upper floors. So that's
Dude, Hamas was able to smuggle one of their operatives into Midtown Manhattan and unleash such devastating carnage. This is amazing. Finally, we have evidence that there has been an Iranian-backed sleeper cell which has gone active and committed an atrocity. I don't know about you, but I'm sending my son to Iran tonight.
Right now, we're working